Mario's bad, but we really are that good.
Yeah, no, Ally is that good. And actually, we're going right into the action here. We have Ally taking on Knox. Knox actually from Iowa.
Okay, so you do tell a little bit about him. I mean, he is a Villager main, as we can see. What sort of practice does he have in that region? Are there any Mario mains that
there
he has
actually isn't a whole lot of Mario mains that I know of that are necessarily better than him, so like training up. But Knox is actually, I believe, number 6 in Iowa.
Right.
So he is a pretty solid player, so expect him to be able to put up a decent fight against Ally here.
Okay, in my mind, I feel like Mario could have some tricky times. And Mario, of course, being rather stubby, might have a tough time getting in through the wall that Villager sets up. But that cape is one of the few tools.
Oh my God, the capes!
3 capes, and that's a quick stock in under a minute
and
in favor of Ally.
Knox only able to put on 24% after that cape, and that's the one thing that is going to ruin Villager here is his exploitable recovery. Yeah, unless he's in the blast zone, he's coming back, but not when you have a cape.
It's pretty crazy, to say the least. But I'm liking the things that we're seeing from Knox. He'll throw out that hydrant and then go for a grab right afterwards, knowing that Ally will be going into the shield. The little things like that give him these couple of wins, but one thing Ally is remarkable at is downloading his opponent and adapting furiously.
That's really what actually gave him the win over Zero, in my opinion, because if you remember at Get On My Level, Zero went up 2-0, and then Ally's like, wait a second, I know exactly what he's doing, and then he proceeded to win the next 3. And that's Ally to a T, is that you have to be constantly mixing up your game. And otherwise, Ally's going to get you. He's going to get you.
And I feel like Ally's about to get Knox. I mean, Knox, somehow avoids death. And Ally is actually the one a bit overzealous, perhaps.
He's smiling about it.
Yeah.
He knows he goofed.
Everybody makes mistakes, even the greats.
Did you just see that he Z-dropped that into a back air? Like, so that he was, oh man, that was, Ally, please.
I mean, in his words, Mario sucks. He needs all the tools he could possibly use, right? Knox in a horrendous position right now, 133%, and the up smash.
Now, that match was pretty quick. Like, we saw the cape early, but I mean, Knox was doing good things in that one, and actually we're about to see the instant replay here of that. And I mean, just, it's so good. And another one for good measure.
Yeah, why not? And it's ridiculous, too, because that stage spike is one of those situations where I really think Villager is one of the few people who could actually make it back. And Ally's like, oh, you thought you were safe?
No, it's not safe to go in the water.
Never. I see what you did there. Yeah. Smash the splash joke. Nice. Venue jokes.
Expect a lot of those, folks, because we are here at Smash the Splash 2. We're going into game number 2 here in the set between Knox and Ally.
Knox right now. And he felt like he had a really tough time actually keeping Ally out, which was contrary to what we were talking about before, how Mario might have some struggles actually breaking down the walls. But Ally, as we're seeing already in this game, is doing a great job putting the pressure on, playing close to face, and preventing Knox from setting up the initial walls.
I think the big thing that Knox needs to realize is that one of Ally's biggest weaknesses as a player is that he likes to land on top of people because he thinks that Mario's options in that regard are going to be good. Like, he lands, he can up smash. He lands with down air. Like, all these multiple hitboxes that he can throw out are going to make it really difficult. Oh my goodness! First it was a cape, now it's a dunk. We are seeing all of the tools in his tool chest.
And he's popping balloons right now like it's a carnival game. Ally is making this look like child's play at this point.
And Knox is a good player, and Ally is just like, okay. So here's the thing about Ally is that he doesn't play around with people. Like some top players will let people hang in because they know they can just turn it on at any point. No, Ally just steps on your throat. Like, he does not give you an edge.
No, it really is baptism by fire every time he plays. I mean, look at that reset into the forward air, trying to go for the grab afterwards. Interesting.
I'm really surprised we didn't just see another dunk opportunity because he's reading these air dodges really well.
Definitely. You know, sometimes you got to space jam, and sometimes you got to go for the grab. It's just how it goes. Quick nair coming out from Knox.
Oh, and he runs into that Lloyd. Let's see if he gets a follow-up. No, Uppy's out of trouble.
Yeah, chin checking him there. That move does have a pretty nice disjoint on him, and it's no surprise that Ally has used that to beat out a lot of Knox's attempted approaches.
I think the biggest problem with Knox, he had the read, but he just didn't go for it.
Yeah.
Like you said, we were seeing Ally, breaking the wall. He hasn't even let Knox build the wall. Like, Mexico is clearly not funding the wall.
Oh, definitely not. I don't know what Trump's talking about. I really don't.
Because it's not happening here either.
Now let's go to make me wonder, what is Villager's name in the Mexican version of
Smash? Isn't it like Kurabito or something like that?
I know it's Murabatu in Japan.
Yeah.
Murabato, yeah.
I don't know. Somebody on Twitter, hit me up. Tell me what Villager is in Spanish.
It's probably still Villager. Pepe. Let's go.
We're going to see probably forward throw? No, down throw here.
And a bit of a surprise. He probably wants to save the back throw until he has a bit more better positioning.
But you know, Villager hanging at 167, Mario at 116. Anything from Villager will probably kill.
Maybe one more turnip would have been enough,
Yeah,
right?
unfortunately, he did not buy low from Joan, the turnip hog. And that'll do it. So quick 20 and a handshake there, but, you know, Nox putting up a respectable thing. Had he not been caped and dunked on, like, he was doing okay there. He was hanging in, but Ali just took those stocks so early.
It goes back to something that you were touching on before. Nox, in his own region, a really good player, but in a tournament like this, when you have world-class talent flying in, I mean, this really is the expected outcome.
Yeah.
They really are that much ahead of the rest of the game.
It's a tier thing. Like there's tiers of players, and as you know, as good as Nox is in his home region, when you encounter someone like Ally, we also have Zero, we have Zenotto here. It's you know, you gotta play at your best, and even then, it might not be enough. So we just got a note from our stream runner. It looks like in Spanish, Villager is